Hey, welcome everybody. This is the Take Healthy Back call tonight, and I want to address something because this has been a very stressful week for so many of us, and I know that it's something that, a lot of people want to stay strong for their families, for their kids, for their grandkids. But sometimes you need a little help. Sometimes you need to be nourished and supported and strengthened. And I know that we in this community do that for one another. And I want to thank you all very much. I don't know what I'd do if I had to do it all myself, right? And if I had to stay strong just for me and I didn't have the support of the people in our community. So tonight you're going to hear three very great stories about women, well, that have made a choice during tough times in their life and have risen to enjoy the benefits of it even right now. So I want to encourage you guys to stay on. We're not going to ask you to buy anything or do anything. We're just going to share from our hearts exactly what, all of this is. So I'm really grateful right now to be the host for tonight's call. It's about 18 minutes. And it's really about where I was and where I had been. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share not only what we do, but just hope. When we talk about keep healthy or take healthy back, it's not only the amazing products and the amazing business and this company that supported us all along the way, but it's also taking our emotional and our mental health back, right? And we all really can find out right now, what do we do, right? And when I go to bed at night, I put on, a diffuser with my favorite oil in it. I'm really gearing down. I shut off my phone. I shut off any devices in the house. I mean, I have to do way more now to stay sane and to stay, like I told you, I had a tough night last night. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking I was going to have to get a test. And I was like, what am I doing? My heart was racing. And I just was thinking about my kids, my grandkids. And I was thinking about, if my kids are doing all the right things. I have 3 kids, 2 of them in hospitals right now with cases in them. So it's really painful for me to watch this warfare going on in our country. But I know that with God's grace and with everything that we've been armed with, that we're able to pass on to them and leave a legacy for them that not only will surpass this thing, but the many viruses to come in the future. So Debbie and Michelle and I are going to share with you a little bit. Look at where our future is right now with health, right? We're all worried. And I know with myself, 13 years ago, I didn't even know there was a business to this. And I went to a lecture and I listened to Dr. Delia Garcia talk about this is the first time she has seen in her practice that 17-year-olds are coming in for cancer treatments and cancer options. And then Dr. David Katz, who is an amazing physician, I think he's Oprah's medical director, he said this is the first generation of children, of parents that will outlive their children. So I got to just,
Terrible.
God, thank the people that surrounded me with their love, that they, just shares something with me that was so powerful. And so I'm facilitating tonight, and I'm going to pass this on to my dear friend, Michelle, who's going to talk about some of the ways, the easy solutions that she has found to arm her children with whole food produce. Michelle, take it away.
Thanks, Alita. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's actually for tonight's call. I'm doing a little bit of different of an approach, just because of so much happening. It really made me think where I'm at. I just returned from Hawaii, literally 2 days before they really kind of shut it down. So boy, timing couldn't have been more perfect. But a little bit of my background: I heard about these amazing plant powders we have 13 years ago, actually 15 years ago, when I was pregnant with my son. And I ignored the person who told me. And little did I know it was going to be a super important part of our life. He was born premature, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. Kind of woke me up to the fact that he was born with a compromised immune system already, because I didn't reach my 3rd trimester. I had him well before that, and he came into this world with a compromised immune system. And in our world today, how important that is. So fast forward, I tried to do everything organic, but fast forward 2 years when he was turning to 18 months old, actually, to be exact. and all of a sudden no is his favorite word, and no to fruits and veggies was on the top of the list. So I knew I had to do something. So I called up that friend that shared these plant powders with me and said, okay, I'll give it a try for him. She said, Michelle, what have you got to lose? You try it too. That has been such a difference for me, my son, and my husband as well. My husband is an airline pilot, and that too, right now, he's still flying, which is a little scary. And knowing that he's got some extra nutrition in him is just, very comforting to me with what's happening. But when we were in Hawaii, it really dawned on me how much what we have is so important. Back in 2008, I was a former music teacher. I taught high school music for years. When I had my son, I was forced to quit because of him being preemie. And I found myself all of a sudden a stay-at-home mom. And then I dove into creating my own music center, and it's called Music Together. It was for infants through 5-year-olds, but as a music educator, it was very research-based. It was awesome. It's a great program. But then the economy tanked in 2008 or so, and I was forced to make a choice. And I had no idea when I decided to enter this world with nutrition that would be what I would choose. I always thought I'd be a music teacher, but I can tell you now, and that this is happening again, I'm so grateful to have this as a plan B, as something to help with my family. It's been amazing. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. I just want to share a little bit. I wanted to share a little bit of my heart and where it's been happening. And I've literally had people reach out to me who I've spoken to years ago about, oh my gosh, I so need this in my life now. Help, I need to get Juice Plus in my body. So a little bit about what we have. We're all about whole food, plant-based nutrition. This right here is like the groundworks of what we have. It's our purple, red, and green capsules. It is plants that are literally pulverized and put into capsule form, and it's the whole fruit. It's everything that goes in these. They're so fantastic. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, and nothing but food. We actually have a nutrition label, not a supplement label. It literally is the food going into the bottles. In fact, if you opened it up, if we had smell-o-vision, if you opened it up and smell it, you would smell that it smells like berries and grapes and all that. It's fantastic. It smells like food, not some funky supplement. And did you know, because they put the whole fruit in there, did you know that you get over 80% of the vitamin C from an orange from the peel? And I don't know about you, but I haven't eaten any of the peels lately, other than knowing that it was in here. So that's part of what we have. We also have an omega, which is fabulous. And it, again, all plant-based. They took the fish out of the program and they went directly to the algae source of where they get their omegas. And not only is it just omega-3 or 6, it's the full spectrum of omegas of what we need, which is 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So it covers a full spectrum of what we need. All plant-based, fantastic. I know I have seen a difference both in my skin, my hair, ever since I've been taking these. They've been fabulous, but that's just my personal thing. Oh, and the red, green, and purple, forgot to mention, they have these in chewable form for children. They're fantastic and awesome. We have a program where kids can get their product for free. Ask the person who invited you to this call to find out more about that. It's pretty cool, ages 4 through 18. And then also our complete shake mix, which, oh my gosh, if you've gone to the grocery store lately and you're not finding things on the shelf, what better way to have a quick, easy meal on the go right here, and you know you can have it delivered directly to your door. It's been fantastic. Our complete is a gluten-free, dairy-free shake, and it's fabulous. I use it as a pre-workout, a post-workout, that afternoon lull. It's just loaded with solid nutrition. The other thing about our products, which is really important, is the research that backs it up. It's been fantastic. And I am going to take you really quickly, although I know Debbie does have hers going as well in the background, but you'll see hers when she's talking. But we're going to take a little tour into my dining room to show you our tower garden. And again, talk about sustainability and being able to grow your own produce. I have this growing in my dining room. You notice down there I have a beautiful head of lettuce that is ready to be harvested, and some wonderful plants. I literally planted this oh, I want to say 3 weeks ago. And it's already like, I just love those towers. I have 3 more outside because I absolutely love how the towers grow. And the food sustainability, I just picked a whole like bowl full of spinach today that I'm going to make. I made a spinach salad for lunch and toss the rest of my smoothies tomorrow. But, more people are interested in it, in growing their own food. That it's just been amazing with everything going on. People want other options and ideas. So I hope that gave you a little bit of insight of what we have. And with that, when you have products like this, it's really interesting to know. Oh, Janet just left a message. If everybody could make sure they you mute yourself. If you go to the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a little microphone and you can mute just to make sure so we don't have background noise. But a lot of times when you have something that you want to take or a product or whatever you're looking into, and it sounds great and wonderful, but you want to know a little bit about the company behind it. And I know that Debbie has a fantastic story, and I also want you to show see her tower gardens and that are behind her, and she's going to share a little bit more. She's an amazing lady, and she has a lot a lot of insight about our company and business. So Debbie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, great, thank you. So you can see my towers back there. I'm not going to walk back there. We had to fiddle with the curtains. The sun was literally setting and shining straight into my, straight in, and we had the lights on, and when we turned the lights off is when we could see what's growing on them. But I have a lot of herbs. I have kale, but I also have a couple more out in our greenhouse now that have tomatoes. I've already got tomato blossoms. I've got little baby cucumbers. I've got all kinds of cool stuff growing out there. Even some okra. I finally got okra to take off. So I'm gonna make gumbo later. Anyway, a little bit about my story. I used to be a newspaper reporter, and when I had my first son, I couldn't stand putting him in daycare, so I quit that job in the mid 80s when everybody thought women were supposed to be doing it all. And I said, well, you guys can, I'm just gonna be home with my kid. But then my husband was a commercial fisherman, and he was gone. He started being gone about 9 months out of the year, and fishing started going through some really hard times. So we wound up being pretty much flat broke, and we were never seeing each other. Like one time we went to the airport to pick up our husband, my husband, Daddy, and my younger son said, Mommy, who is that guy? And we both about freaked out. So we were like, actively looking for something that I could do and still be a stay-at-home mom. So through some friends, I heard about this company, and back then they were selling water and air filters. So I said, well, I believe in clean air and water. I'll give it a shot. So I did, and I was terrible at selling them. But a year and a half later, we went to our first conference in San Diego, and they introduced this new stuff called Juice Plus. So we bought some and went home and started taking it. And after several weeks, it dawned on me that I had more energy all day long. I was always tired. And my heartburn went away, and I got regular. That was like a miracle to me. And it was like, yeah. So, and then my husband wound up losing 10 pounds. And so we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones back then. We had nothing really. I mean, so I would just walk around downtown Bend, Oregon, where I live. And I would just walk into stores and say, have you heard of this stuff? My husband's losing weight, and I can go to the bathroom. And everybody bought it from me. And I was like, oh, how exciting, so that, I was finally selling something. And so, but I'm really here to tell you, oh, the other part I want to make sure I say is, because our immune systems are so important right now, that a couple months into us taking it ourselves, because I wasn't giving it to the kids yet, they were taking expensive chewable vitamins. So Dylan, my younger son, always got several double ear infections. Even though he's on these vitamins, we were going to the doctor several times a year with both kids. So Dylan got a double ear infection, and I was up all night, up and down with him. And I just decided the next day was just going to be a wipeout day. But I woke up and I was like, had all this energy. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I took the kids off vitamins and put them on Juice Plus, and I still, knock on wood, but that was the last time Dylan ever got an ear infection. That was the last time I took the kids for antibiotics for anything. They just stopped bringing home what went around the school system. So by the time our first immune system study came out 5 years later, I was like, well, duh. I mean, like, something's going on with the immune system. If they don't catch what everybody gets, you know, it's amazing. So anyway, that's our product story, but I really want to tell you about this fabulous company behind, because I'm like, when I like a product, I like to know who's selling, you know, who's the company behind it, what's their ethics and all that kind of stuff. So I consider this the perfect home-based business, because all we have to do is talk to people and share info about Juice Plus, and now we've got all this technology to do that with. So I don't have to meet people one-on-one. I can do it from my computer. But they do everything else. They make the products, they warehouse the products, they ship the products, they collect the payments from the customers, and they provide amazing content for us to share over the internet or whatever way we want with our cell phones. And once a month, they deposit our money in our bank account. So, you know, look how far we've come from me walking around with bottles in my hands to here we all are on Zoom. I mean, I think it's just fabulous, and the timing couldn't be better for somebody wanting to start to do something out of their house while they're, quote, socially distancing themselves from people. So this year, the company is turning 50 years old, and it was founded by Jay Martin when he was in his 20s, and he's still with us today. He's still at the helm. And it's basically a product introduction company, because back then the first product that Jay came out with was smoke detectors when nobody had ever heard of such a thing. And then they went on to do water filters and air filtration. And that's when I got involved with, because I believed in clean air and water. But in 1993, they introduced Juice Plus, and that changed everything. It took a while for it to catch on more and more, but now it's like the main product. And we're closing in on $1 billion a year. We've done well over 15 billion. It's just, you know, it's helping so many people get healthy. And we're one team on one mission to inspire healthy living around the world. And Jay's vision statement is to create a stable and lasting company that will help as many people as possible realize their dreams, not his dreams, but your dreams. So I think that's pretty phenomenal. And we're in 25 countries all over the world, so we truly are doing it all over the world. But we're also the only direct sales company in the world that offers a corporate style benefit package with medical, dental, and vision for you and your whole family. And they have tuition reimbursement for kids in college, and they have life insurance and long-term care. They have chiropractic. And in December, they send us a check for $1,000 as our holiday bonus. So, I mean, where else can you go and have your own business and be self-employed and get all the tax benefits of that and still get this benefit package? So I'm constantly pinching myself that I've been with this company all these years. I've been actually with them for 29 years now. But we're also a company that gives back. So we're the name sponsor for the St. Jude's Marathon, and our partners together with all of us, we raise at least $10 million on the spot on the day of the marathon. And then the residual income comes in throughout the year for them. But we're also really big with the Boys and Girls Club. We give back with the Volunteers of America and the Church Health Center. And most people don't know this, but whenever you order Juice Plus, a part of that money is going to go to those charities. So you're supporting those charities just when you eat Juice Plus yourself. So, and Michelle already told you about the Children's Foundation and how children get it free for up to 4 years. But they gather so much data from the surveys that we know that it's doing so much good for the families. So I'm just going to close and just say, even after 29 years, I'm still super proud to be a partner with this company. So back to you, Alita.
All right. So this was short and sweet. And I know that some of you are just logging on just to take a peek at what we're doing. Because you logged on, you took time today, that we're offering you. If you go to the Healthy Living Revolution, there's all kinds of amazing resources, stuff for your kids. There's workout facilities, there's webinars, there's cookbooks. And, you know, being at home, and you can just buy all those ingredients and cook up some really healthy stuff. Stay away from sugar, you know. So our self-care is really important right now, and so is our mental health, and so is our emotional health. So I want you all to know that you're not alone. It's very normal to have these fears at this time. It's a normal part of it. You need to talk about it. You need to talk to somebody you can trust about it, so that you're not carrying it to bed. You're not waking up in the morning with that anxiety. And I know that we are here. We are a community of love. And we're here so that you can count on the person who invited you to this call to be a support of love for you, and encouragement and hope at a time when it's kind of scary. And I know that, you know, that a lot of you are, you know, are worried about, your job and, you know, bringing that in. I tell you, when I first started, my kid's dad left me with 6 kids, and my child support check was $800 a month. And when I started as a hobby in the beginning. And then I started making, like, I think my third check was $800. So, and the next one was even more than my child support check was. So I know God knew for me what I didn't know for myself. And I'm all about secondary income. So all of us that are working this mission right now, we're doing exactly what we have been doing the last month. So I just want to encourage you to talk to somebody that, you know, the person who invited you, and have them point you in the direction of all those awesome resources that we have. We have shred programs where you can get a jump start for your health. We have all kinds of programs that are free. So I hope you join us in some capacity. God bless you. Stay strong, and make sure you share your emotions with your family, or not your family, but just with maybe your girlfriends or somebody that you trust, so that you're able to, you know, rise above this warfare, is what I call it, and know that God's got this, right? I even have a cup that says that right here. So I just want to close tonight and let you know that, you know, we are all in this together, all of it. And so look at all of us here. I want to give you all big hugs and kisses, and you can unmute yourself and say good night. But so long, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks so much.